Before we obviously get into today's episode, I thought I'd do like a cute little introduction for anyone that doesn't know who Yaya is. And if you don't know who Yaya is, you're living under a rock.
Get to know.
You get to know. But let me just quickly introduce you to Yaya. Athlete, fitness coach, absolute powerhouse behind Built by Yaya. A movement that's all about helping women step into their strength, level up their mindset, and actually enjoy the fitness journey. She went from securing a track and field scholarship in the US to getting her master's in business, ditching the corporate life, inshallah.
I mean, please, Yaya, I've seen what you've done for Yaya. God, do for me.
And going all in on empowering women through fitness. It is an absolute privilege to get to know one of the most inspiring Oner Active athletes. Yaya, welcome to the pod. How are you today? How's London?
Good.
Chat to me. How's the experience been so far?
Honestly, it's been so good.
Yeah.
I was listening to your intro and I'm like, I feel like I've lived like 13 lives.
I mean, girl, the journey is.
But you're looking like this, like,
I
let me
know.
tell you.
You're glowing.
Girl,
She's
thank you.
glowing.
But you know what? I'm a London girl at heart. So I'm just like having the time of my life.
Yeah.
Like I'm on the tube like I live here. Me and City Mapper go together real bad.
You know your city
listen,
map.
like,
City map. If you know city map, you belong here, basically.
yeah,
so
honestly,
you belong in the UK.
like, somebody
Yeah.
get me a British passport right quick, please.
Literally.
And thank you.
Big period. Big period. Before we actually like delve deep into basically more about you and like your whole journey, I thought we'd just do like a little quick icebreaker. This is a cheeky would you rather. Okay, so I'm gonna give you like different kind of questions, and then you're gonna give us like your take, your answer, and we'll see if we actually agree on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, would you rather only do cardio for the rest of your life or only weightlift?
Weightlift.
Yeah,
Listen,
you're a weightlifter, girl.
Cardio is
That cardio-
crazy work.
You were on
doing
a cardio like phase before you got into lifting, right?
Yeah, but now, like when I do the Peloton, I think the music over it makes it seem like, oh, like she's
You
going.
make it a
Yeah.
vibe.
No,
You're
girl,
like,
let me take the soundtrack off. I'm there like,
So it's a struggle. It's a
no,
struggle.
give me the weights. I think like with weightlifting, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I know this
Yeah.
morning I was down bad. I was like,
Yeah.
I just missed my pup. Like, I just emotionally, but I was in the gym and like that, like, the pain from the gym makes like your other problems seem so little.
Literally.
You know what I mean?
It's therapy for you at the end of
choose
the
your
day.
pain in
So-
life. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
exactly.
I'd rather choose-
Choose the
Yeah.
weightlifting
Yeah,
thing, basically.
weightlifting
the
for
DOMs.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
100%. So would you, with obviously the form of cardio that you do, like, why do you do it? Is it just because you have to do it? Is it part of like your routine, or is it because you're trying to reach a goal?
I think it's like a balance thing. Like I always tell, like as a coach, I always tell my clients, like you have to find things that you enjoy. You know what I mean? Like you'll never catch me like going and walking on the treadmill or like
Yeah.
running, because I honestly just don't enjoy those things.
Yeah.
But like with like the Peloton, like the music, like the classes, I enjoy that because I'm such a outgoing person. So that to me is so much fun.
Girl, when I
So-
see you do it, I feel like I want to do it.
Yeah.
You're encouraging me. The way she's going, woof,
And then
woof, like,
with them. Do you know what I mean? It's not like
On
2
beat.
second,
On
5
beat.
second lap,
Yeah.
2 second lap. Like, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh yeah, so I think for me it's all about balance. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes when I do the Peloton, it's not about like I'm trying to reach a specific goal. It's just like I want to move my body and I want to have fun while doing it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're like gym, especially being a content creator, it can feel like such a job.
Yeah.
So for me, the Peloton is just something that I love. And even if I go and I don't do that great with like the stats at the end of the ride, just as long as I enjoyed it, the music was good.
Yeah.
You feel like
So yeah, exactly. So for me, it's all about balance.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, next, would you rather? Would you rather wear leggings or shorts?
Leggings.
You're a leggings. I've
You
seen
know,
you wear
that's
leggings
it,
more
actually.
than
You
shorts
can-
on your
Yeah,
gram.
like I don't know. The transition has just been so like crazy because I know I was speaking about. I think it was Brenda last week,
Yeah.
and I was like, I feel like I've just been wearing a lot more leggings, and I just feel so comfortable.
Is it the weather? Do you think maybe it's
I don't think so.
potential weather
Because
change
even like
or-
looking back, like birthday, like the
Yeah.
birthday
Yeah.
event, like I was wearing like the Raw Lounge like trousers. I
I
wore leggings. I didn't even
remember.
wear shorts during the event. So I think now
You're just
I'm just like a
gravitating.
leggings girl. I just feel
Yeah.
more comfortable and it just makes sense. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I think it's not really like similar to the leggings and shorts thing, but I slowly went from wearing leggings to joggers, and now
Yeah.
I'm just always a joggers girl, and I
Yeah.
don't know why. And even when I wear leggings, I just don't feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel right. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. Not saying the Oner leggings, they
Yeah.
eat. They
You'll know about
eat.
it. Yeah, no,
they
you,
do.
You'll know about the Oner leggings. They do
Exactly,
snatch you
exactly.
right. But yeah, maybe it's just all about comfortability and what makes you happy.
Exactly. Yeah, I
I'm
just
glad
feel
to hear
good.
that.
Like, and not to say that I won't wear shorts. Maybe when it does get hot in Houston,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
weather is crazy.
Yeah.
But like for now, like I just feel so comfortable with like
Yeah.
just leggings, and I love a bra that's gonna show my back. So
Yeah.
it just makes
Period.
Back game,
sense.
Yeah. The way I hugged her
game.
just 2 seconds ago and I felt it. Insane. Insane.
She was like, let me grab a bit more longer. Let me grab.
The back is activated.
I was feeling it. I was feeling it. Respectfully. And it
No,
was
babe,
10-10.
let me tell you, that little thing that you have in your video, the little
yeah?
machine,
Yeah.
you're looking better than the machine, bro. Like the little dolly that's at the front, the muscular, like Barbie, you're outdoing her.
Yeah. And that's
Thank
what
you,
hard
girl.
work does. That's what hard work
Trying. I
does.
try. Thank
Okay,
you.
let me give you... I'll give you 2 more actually. So let's do an Oner related one. Effortless or soft motion? Because soft motion has been my life and soul since it got released.
Soft
Yeah?
motion,
Soft motion. But effortless is like it's like the OG, you know? It's something that
You
everyone...
know what?
I don't
I'm gonna
know.
say neither.
Ooh, what's your favorite then?
Because the unified wrap legging.
Okay. Fair.
Oh my gosh, the
Fair.
wrap legging, the flares.
Fair.
That's my
Girl,
bread and butter.
Would you
I
prefer
really-
that over soft motion
Oh
flares?
yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like even the flares, soft motion flares are good, but unified
flares.
wrap legging on me, girl, I feel like Superwoman. Like
Oh, fair.
I'm outside.
Fair. I feel like everyone's going for like the soft motion, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, I mean soft
Maybe-
motion is good. Don't get me wrong. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing,
But
but
probably for like performance. and,
yeah, like
actually
even
training
this,
in the gym,
this
right?
morning, like I didn't feel my best. Like obviously I had like the effortless, I have unified leggings in the hotel room, but I just grabbed my black wrapped flare unified.
Yeah.
And you felt like that girl.
I just was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm her.
I'm her. I'm her. I'm the main character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think, those for me. Oner
Fair.
Active's gonna have to give me more colors.
Yeah.
Please and
Well,
thank you.
let's wait and see.
What are you? Are you effortless? Are you a
I'm
soft
gonna,
motion?
you know what? I'm gonna go for soft motion, but shall I tell you why? Right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like soft motion has the effect that it allows everyone to have that BBL allegation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like everyone will be accused of turkey after wearing soft motion. Tell
And
me.
it's so true.
No matter what your glute started with,
Yeah.
it will end with turkey.
Yeah.
If you wear soft motion. So what I'm saying is, Oner Active, please, for the sake of the whole female nation, restock that shit, man.
100%.
Please.
Yeah.
We're
No,
waiting.
the girls are crying.
The girls are,
The
I'm
girls are
crying for
crying.
the girls.
Yeah.
I'm
You know,
crying for
I don't
you.
wear these in the gym because I'm worried I'm gonna whip them.
Yeah.
Like, and then they're
Yeah.
too.
I love it, especially my
perfect.
pink set. Like,
Yeah.
babe, the jacket.
Yeah.
Love
No,
her.
10-10.
Yeah.
It's
It
the
feels like
feeling.
something's kissing me
Yeah.
whilst I'm wearing it. Like soft
Exactly.
kisses as well.
Yeah.
Listen,
I love it.
Imani, you're the spokesperson for soft motion. That's all I'm saying. Like, she will
Please do
sell
that,
soft motion.
please.
She will sell soft motion in a heartbeat. Do you know what I mean? And I agree, honestly, like, genuinely, when I put that soft motion trouser on, I turn around and I think,
I feel
okay.
like you caress me right now.
Oh, literally, it's the feeling, it's everything. But also, yeah, I feel 10-10. I feel confident.
Yeah,
I feel,
exactly.
you know, when I'm feeling my lowest and I want to go to the gym, I will put
Yeah.
on soft motion. Because it will make me feel, it'll just
Yeah.
make me feel better. It will
Yeah.
make me feel, like, I don't know, I feel more powerful in soft motion as
Yeah.
well. And it's definitely a placebo effect then, because I think
Yeah.
everything at Oner should make you feel powerful.
Exactly.
But something about soft motion.
Yeah.
Something
But
about
you
we
it
know
do
what?
love
You
her.
might make me get out my unified
Yeah,
flares.
literally.
Yeah, girl.
Wow.
You better now.
Yeah, I gotta experiment.
Like
Okay.
I love the wrap legging. I don't know what it is about it, but like with the flare, I think it also looks good on me. So I'm like,
It does
you
like
know?
the waist as well. I
Yeah.
think it's just the way it's like.
yeah,
Chrissy, we did something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
10 out of 10.
Okay, your final would you rather, okay? Would you rather forget your gym shoes and have to work out in just socks, okay? Or forget your headphones and train in silence?
The shoes can be forgotten.
I'm gonna walk to my gym barefoot if I have to.
I will work out with those shoes on, babe,
Yeah.
because imagine.
Imagine just like no music. I'm someone who actually can train without music.
Yeah.
I'm very much, and I like a podcast during the gym
Yeah.
sometimes, but everyone's different.
Yeah, but I
You
think
need
it's
your
also
music.
like a mood thing. Like sometimes
Yeah.
I get to the gym.
You get to a zone.
Yeah, and like I literally would just have my headphones on with nothing playing.
Yeah.
Just so people don't talk to me.
Oh, fair,
Yeah,
fair.
fair. You
Yeah,
got
we all
chaos
do that.
actually.
We all do that.
Yeah,
that's
we
what
have our
But-
antisocial moments, and that's
yeah,
absolutely
but
fine.
I think honestly, the shoes can be forgotten at home.
You're like,
I
even
will
with
take
no
shoes to go
audio,
in the
the
bin.
headphone needs to be on.
Yeah, because I need my tunes, right? You know what I mean?
Do you need music to lock in? And if you don't, then how do you lock in?
You know what? I think I do, and I think it's probably like a coping mechanism.
Yeah, and that's
because
fine.
I'm such an overthinker. So I think sometimes like I'll overthink things, and like even like when I'm working at home, like I have to have like I'm an iPad kid, so I'll have something like a series, like a crime documentary playing, because like if I allow myself to just like think a lot, like I will go crazy. Like
No,
literally
I'm the same.
insane.
Every time I work from home, there has to be something in the back.
Yeah.
So
BBC
what's
News,
your-
if it is.
Yeah.
So what's your go-to, like, have you got like a specific gym song that you've probably been rocking with for day and know that that's your song, like that's going to get you a good pump or that's going to get you a good session?
Not really. I think
any
it depends.
artists
No,
or-
I think it depends on like the season.
Okay.
Right now I'm on my Caribbean, like you know what I mean?
Afrobeat.
You know what I mean?
Afrobeat. Your content.
Yeah, Afrobeats, like right now, you know what I mean? Now I'm in London. My sister's like,
She's like, let me
"Why
put
are you
some Dave and
listening
Central
to-"
C on right now.
My sister's like, "Are you listening to the Mundum?" I was like, "I'm locked in,
The
babe."
I've never heard Mandem before like that. The
I've
Mandem.
never heard that word.
Yeah, let me go chat after this pod. Like, I didn't know what you're listening
But
to.
me in London, y'all, I'm telling you, I need to live here.
You're working on the slang, and I
What's your
respect
one
it.
UK artist that you're like,
Right now it's Central C
Yeah.
and
I told you.
wait, no, what's that
answer.
guy's name?
Dave?
No,
D
not
Block?
Dave. Disney. That song, is it With It?
With it.
Oh crap!
Sing it to me, baby girl.
No, I don't know the name.
Hum?
We're gonna have to check.
You're like,
my
Andy, go on
gosh.
Spotify right now.
What's his name?
Like that.
I also like what's his name, Russ.
Yeah.
Russ's music
Yeah.
is good. Oh, and I always use the guy's songs on some of my videos. Oh crap!
He's a UK artist.
Yeah.
I should not you preying Yaya right now. Are you preying?
No, I'm just
Yeah,
With It, right?
With It. Yeah. Yeah.
Am I typing it with a D? Because it's with it.
Tion Wayne.
Yes,
Oh yeah. To be fair, Yaya.
locked in.
Yeah, I can't lie.
locked
You might have to run up Tion Wayne in 2025
Yeah.
because that man was thriving like in 2018.
Yeah, but he needs to bring back some songs.
Yeah,
like,
Tion Wayne was hard.
Like I'll be
Yeah.
at Apple Music, like saying like, do we have new releases? And then, like I'm like, give me some new music.
And Tion Wayne he was a
Yeah.
fine man.
Yeah.
He was a fine man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it honestly just depends on like
Yeah.
the mood. Like if you know Afro beats back home, like we have a genre called gom, baby. I'll be locked in. It's like mostly like beats, like,
yeah.
but it makes you go like you know you want to dance,
Hard.
like locked in. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
gospel
Is
music.
that your cardio? Is that your
Yeah,
cardio
it honestly
vibe?
just depends on like the mood. Honestly, yeah. It
Is
just
there ever
depends.
like a, oh, I just want to work on country music just one day, just casually?
Country,
She was like, I like music, but I can't appreciate every
Yeah.
genre like that.
Can't do every
Country, yeah,
genre.
country just
So
doesn't
you
do
don't,
it for me.
you don't branch out to different types of genres
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
If you
Fair.
like.
It's
Yeah.
the look of disgust on her face right now, which is cracking me
I just
up.
can't get down
As a
with it.
country, she was
Do
like,
you know
yeah.
what? To each their own, though. But
Yeah.
just not for me.
Yeah, no, fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hopefully that was a good way to kind of break the
Yeah.
ice of the ep, but let's actually get into the nitty gritty and actually talk
Yeah.
about your journey because I really want to know more about it.
Yeah.
Let's start your childhood and basically the process of moving from kind of South Africa to the US. And
You said
you
in
studied
London
as
for a
well.
bit first,
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I asked her that.
cool.
Yeah, I think so. You sister then,
Yeah.
Andy. So that makes sense now. So yeah, just the process of that, how you went from basically South Africa to US, like how you were feeling in that
How old were you as
transition.
well?
Yeah.
Well, so I graduated high school in 2014 and I was 17, but I always wanted to go to America for school. I wanted that American experience. I don't know what it was. And plus we went to boarding school. So me and my sister always had each other because we were in boarding school. So we've always been independent. So the idea of staying at home for uni just didn't make sense to me. So I was like, oh, I want to go to America for school. And then obviously I got the track and field scholarship. And for me, it just made sense. So there was never like any feelings towards it. Like I've always been super independent. So I just would go. Like, so going to America and like seeing people get homesick and stuff, I was like,
What?
You guys are
I
like 2
feel
hours
it.
away from home. I'm like miles and miles
Yeah.
away. But honestly, that's what I wanted. Like I wanted to get the American experience. I've always been somebody to take risks. So I just wanted to see. I was like, if it doesn't work out, I can always go back home.
Do you remember the day you found out you got that scholarship and what was going through your head?
Yeah, I think
when
it was in the
happened?
middle of the night. So I graduated high school in 2014, and then 2015 and 2016 I did uni back at home because I hadn't heard back from the schools that I'd
Oh, so
applied
you
to.
started your uni experience back in South
Yeah,
Okay.
so I started back home for 2 years, and every day I would check my emails like, am I really gonna go?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then I kind of had lost hope because at that time I went to a uni that I didn't want to go because I didn't get accepted to the ones that I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
So I ended up was like, okay, I'll just stay here and hopefully it would be a year. And you know, God has other plans.
Yeah.
He added another year to my 1 year that I had planned. And every day I would check my emails like, oh my gosh, like I need to get accepted like somewhere.
Yeah.
And then within like a 1 week span, I had like 7 scholarship offers.
Wow.
And then I just picked one and
So you wait all that time.
Yeah.
And then in the space of a week, it just came.
Yeah, it
But
just
you,
like
you know what, in
came.
Islam we say every delay has khair, and khair means
Yeah.
blessing. So
Yeah.
what happened for a reason. The reason why that extra year got added on was
Exactly.
because God wrote that for you.
Exactly.
For him to also bless you with 7 in a week, which is
Exactly.
insane. That doesn't
Exactly.
happen to many people.
Exactly. So I picked one. It was the University of Charleston in West Virginia. I was like, let's do it. And
That one shine out to you the most, and how come?
yeah, I think where I was, we grew up in like private schools, right? So in private schools tend to be a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So the idea of going to a really big university was just really intimidating for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I work better in like a smaller classroom where, you know, a teacher can pay more attention to you. You know
of
what I
course,
mean?
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, University of Charleston, it's a private university. It's a bit smaller. I think I can really like be focused and
feet.
find
Yeah,
my
find your
feet
voice.
there rather than going
Yeah.
to like a big
Yeah.
university. And I mean,
Yeah.
the
Going
universities
from
be-
0 to 100, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it just made sense. It kind of ticked all my boxes. So I was like, let's do it and go. And when I tell you, it looked good on paper.
Ooh.
And when I arrived in January. So that's like midwinter.
Yeah.
I was with my mom and my sister, and they were like, "Are you sure we
Yeah,
leaving
you're
you
like,
here?"
should we keep it here? Or
Should we
do you have to
come
get my
back?
own?
Should we go back?
Yeah, they were like,
Yeah.
"Are you sure we are leaving you here?" I was like, "I guess," because obviously, like, it's winter time, no greenery out. It's
Yeah.
just dry, dull,
grey.
depressing, you know, and it was just horrendous. But you know what I mean? Like, I found my way. One thing about me, I'm gonna make
Find
it
your
work.
way.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what I
Make
was
it
gonna
work.
say to you. Like, did a part of you be like, this isn't looking how it was meant to look, but I am gonna
Yeah.
find the way. Like, as in,
Yeah, I was like, I chose it, so I'm gonna, one way or another, it has to work. I was like, if this doesn't work out, then I can go somewhere else. But I chose it. I was like, I can try it out. And like in the back of my mind, I was like, if it doesn't work out, I can always go back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your experience at private school? Because, you know, it's like you said, a very different
Yeah.
experience to university and
Yeah.
obviously a public school.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy private school or was
Yeah,
it?
well, we were in boarding school, so
Boarding
I really
school, sorry.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fact that, like,
is it like the movies?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
That was
mean?
my
Like,
next question.
wish it
sorority
was like
vibes. Do you know
That
what
was
I
my
mean?
next question. I was
no,
gonna say.
you know what? It's not like the movies,
Okay.
but it's fun. You know,
Okay.
I love the fact. I think boarding school has played a big role in who I am today.
Oh, amazing.
Like really finding who I was. Like you get to, without your parents, you get to really figure out who you are.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously, I always had my sister, but you become independent. Like
Yeah.
you have to be up in the morning.
Agree.
You have a schedule. You have a routine. And that's still me now. Like I have a schedule. I have a routine. Like even now, obviously I'm on vacation, but I'm like, oh, I'm fiending for my routine. Like, can I
Yeah.
get back to routine?
I 100%
you
agree with the
know?
whole idea that you do. It's like discipline as well that you
Yeah.
develop without your parents. Like when I went to university,
Exactly.
I went from basically dinners being cooked for me every single day and my laundry being done for me without even thinking about it.
Exactly.
To, oh, damn, I have to put clothes in the dryer on a
Exactly.
Friday. And
Yeah.
it really disciplines you and you
Exactly.
really learn, okay, like you have to do these things yourself to learn
Exactly.
about routine. And
Exactly.
once you do that, you feel great. You feel like
Yeah.
you've matured massively as
Exactly.
well.
Yeah.
So, and also it kind of prepares you for the future and what
Yeah.
you may experience with a partner or
Exactly.
experience, you know, when you have kids.
Exactly.
So it's a
And
great learning curve.
Exactly. And I think that transition to college was so much better because I knew these things. So even
Yeah.
in America, like I said, when people would get homesick, I was like,
Girl.
I've been doing this since the age of like 12.
Do you ever feel like that independence ever like got like fell into hyper independent, where almost like you kind of struggled in some ways to let other people do things for you then?
Yeah, I think it does now, especially. Like, it does play a role. Sometimes I feel like, I go above and beyond for people, and like, so, and then I don't like asking for things. Like, so for me to even ask, I'm like, oh, that means I'm not capable of doing it myself. You know what I mean? So I think it does play a role in like my relationships with like friends and just family, everybody around me. I think it's definitely taken a toll, and I'm learning
100%.
it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm like, no, I'm gonna figure it out by myself, because
Yeah.
I'm used to just having me, you know what I mean? But I have to
And
understand,
also falling back on you, right?
exactly,
And then getting back up. So you're like, I can do it.
Yeah. So
Well,
definitely.
that's really inspirational, and I think for
It
all the
really
girls
is.
that are watching now that want to kind of make that transition, but they're really scared. Because before I started uni, I was terrified. Like I never thought in a million years I'd actually be away from my parents. And then when I was at uni, I was like, damn, this is kind of fun. Like, this is, I'm doing my own thing, and I'm learning more about myself day by day. And I always say to like the people around me, I do not regret or like, I would never wish for anything to be different at uni, because it's made me who I am today.
Exactly.
And those lessons that I faced at uni, I've learned from it, and it's built me to be a stronger person now. And I think that's basically the same for you as well.
Yeah.
When you were, so before you moved to college and you went boarding school with your sis, you obviously played sports as well, hockey, I believe.
Yeah, I played hockey and I ran track as well.
Yeah, so tell me what that was like back home and the difference from then.
Yeah.
Kind of like in the US.
Yeah, like the culture very different.
Yeah.
So obviously I did everything. I played netball. Like,
Period.
my parents were like,
sporty girl.
My parents were like, your grades aren't fucking good. You're
And
gonna have to
like,
choose
she
one
probably ran
sport.
before she like called.
Like, you're gonna have to choose one sport. I was like, I'm not choosing one. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like, so honestly, I wasn't really good at like actual school, but I was good at sport. So, I played hockey. So I was in the first team. Once I was like in the 10th grade, I was like, gonna be on top,
Yeah.
But anyway, so I played hockey, loved it so much, and then obviously did track and ran for KZN, which is like the province, and then went to like SA champs, and so I was thriving.
She was an
You know what I
athlete
mean?
from back then too. Like that's incredible.
Yeah, so definitely. So the transition from like high school, where South Africa is a lot smaller.
Yeah.
You think you're the top dog, and then transfer to America. I was like, I'm not going pro.
Oh,
really?
Yeah,
Was it that humbling?
it was definitely more humbling. But I think with me as well, like I had to take into account like the weather. Like I'd never run in such like cold conditions. Like training was a lot different. And I think obviously the American training system with like sports, they take it seriously. Like being a collegiate athlete in America is like a serious thing.
Oh, okay.
So I think that whole transition was a little bit more challenging than I expected.
Interesting.
Did you also feel like because it was a scholarship, like you had to keep showing up at a different level than you ever did before?
Yeah,
kind of
but by
thing?
the time I got to grad school, like, I spoke to my coach. I was like, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was just like...
Why did you, was it, thinking about back then, would you say that you were being, what's the word, your own enemy in that situation? Or like, do you wish that you could have like tried or something? Like,
No.
No?
So you kind of accepted.
Like, yeah, I think it's...
Yeah.
You come to that realization of like, okay, like, it's just not going to work out.
Yeah.
And like, I came to terms with I was okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'd also fallen out of love with it. And I think that's what kind of like kickstarted like this.
When you fell out of love with it, just elaborate. Is that because you fell in love with something else? Like,
Yeah, well, that's when I started
weightlifting
following a lot of like at that time Gymshark athletes.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Like, I think I can do this one day.
Yeah,
So this
yeah,
is back
yeah.
in like 2019, 2018.
I was doing a little stalk before this episode, and I was like, Wow, like, because I was like, you started your page like 2017, 2018, right?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I literally remember like some of like I said, little stalk, guys,
Yeah.
little stalk. But like,
Girl, you were in the
Admit it.
trenches.
She was in the trenches. She was probably talking for hours.
no, but like I really wanted to know your story because I was
Yeah.
thinking like a lot of people might follow you now,
Yeah.
and think, wow, like she must have always looked like this, or like
Yeah.
her content has always been this clean. But like I look back and like you've always been about your sport.
Yeah.
But I saw the transition of like the college and
Yeah.
the graduation pic, and then I was like,
Exactly.
then she became. I think you done like a transformation pic when you
Yeah.
were a cardio girl,
Yeah.
and then you were a weights girl, and like the
Exactly.
shift between 2017 or 2020 or something.
Exactly.
And I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
So yeah, like 20. Yeah. I would say 2019. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna take my page seriously.
Yeah.
And then I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. And I think obviously like with COVID, but at that time, I remember one of I forget who it was, but I started working out. I would have like these little key cards.
Yeah.
And like that's where I would like write my little workouts, and like I would repeat the same workouts, you know,
yeah.
because I had a guy friend like write out all my workouts for me. And like so I would just do those workouts, like would help me with form and stuff like that. And I remember actually passing those key cards to one other girl. She's actually a content creator now herself.
Oh.
Her name is Nala, but we went to the same school, and she's also successful. She's a successful online coach as well. But yeah, that's what kickstarted. And then obviously with COVID, I was like, let's see what can happen with the home workouts. Oh my goodness.
Babe, you know what though? I saw you were doing the CapCut edit before the CapCuts were editing. I was like, the 4-way frames. I was like,
Crazy work.
crazy work. I was like, even when you're in the gym doing the cheeky, like the mask as well.
Yeah, girl, I was
you
locked
basically
in.
the OG.
Yeah.
You were the
Yeah.
OG of it all, and like
Yeah.
your journey and the way
Yeah.
that you've grown is
Yeah.
actually incredible. Because in a short space of time, like 2017 to now, like
Yeah.
that's not that long.
Yeah.
Like you've absolutely smashed it.
Thank you.
Just like about your weight training, did anyone specific inspire you to actually start weight training at the start, or was that your own kind of feeling inside of, oh, I'm actually curious and I want to dabble in something like this?
I think it was more like me. Like I think
Yeah.
I was like, like I love lifting. Like I
Yeah.
wonder what like I would look like, and I think it just kind of like
developed from
just
there.
developed from there. Like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
obviously with COVID, we started with the home workouts, and then like I was like, okay, I'm trying to be in the gym, and when I get back to the gym, I'm trying to lift heavy, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it was. It was just more so like a curious thing. Like I've tried the CrossFit, I've
Yeah.
tried, you know, the running. Like
You've
I've
done
tried it
all
all,
avenues.
but like I just
Yeah.
seem to just
Always
come
love
back
the
to
weight.
weights. You know what I mean?
And I love that. And I think because you've now found your passion, you've been able to utilize it.
Exactly.
And then kind of like make it your own on your page. And I
Exactly.
think that's what makes you so unique.
Yeah.
One thing I always advise like people that want to start content creating is, you know, find your passion and then make it yours.
Exactly.
Experiment with it and see how you can make it unique for
Exactly.
your page. And that
Exactly.
way you will stand out and you'll attract
Exactly.
people to come to your
Yup.
page. And that's what you did. So, ladies and gentlemen, write notes. Okay, whatever she's saying, write down on a paper,
Yeah.
pen, whatever. So yeah, you've absolutely smashed it in
thank
that.
you.
I think when it comes to your weightlifting, you know, it's like a journey in itself.
Oh yeah.
You started weightlifting, you grew a passion with it, and then obviously your online coaching, which is
Yeah.
incredible.
Thank you.
What made you think, okay, I want to coach people, I want to help others out? Was it your
Yeah.
own growth, or what triggered that?
Yeah, I think I've always been like, I'm definitely, I would say, a selfless person. Like I love helping others. Like I don't know, I don't know how to explain it,
No,
but like
yeah.
knowing that like I can help somebody like reach their goals is just so
Yeah.
fulfilling. Like I always
100%.
tell my clients, like, you know, I can take your money every single month, but like to me it's more meaningful if like you do the work and like we can really make change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
money is great and all, but like seeing people's lives like change and like their confidence, like when I look at like the transformation pictures and like I send it to my clients, because sometimes, you know, they're not seeing their progress.
Yeah.
But when I send the pictures and like people get emotional, it's
Snap.
life changing.
Like,
You know what I
see
mean?
Yeah, they see the
100%.
change.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is like just seeing people become like a better version of like themselves. You know what I mean?
I
'Cause
agree with
I
the
know how hard.
transformation
Yeah,
thing.
I
It's
know.
a-
Yeah,
it's
I know how
massive.
hard it is. So I think being that like stepping stone to
Yeah.
help somebody like kickstart their journey and realize that obviously there's no ending point,
There's
but you can
none,
create like a lifestyle that you can maintain forever. I think
Yeah.
is the most rewarding part.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What's your future? What's the future for that in terms of your online coaching? Would you ever kind of expand in any type of way? Is there plans for 2025 or is it?
big ones. I can't mention just
Ooh.
yet.
She's like, girl, we're in January right now. Like,
I was hoping you could spill
Don't
the tea in
even
January
try.
Yeah,
because
well,
the community here is very intimate.
Yeah.
So just even like a teaser.
Well, I will say, you guys are gonna have to fly to the US.
Babes,
I'm
I'll
about
be
to,
there.
we're
I'll
about
be
to do
there.
10 more episodes to
Yeah.
fund for the US for Yaya.
Just to fund it. Yeah. No, honestly,
No,
that's
incredible.
that's so
Yeah,
exciting.
so plan is to create a space that anybody
Oh my
can
gosh.
just come and
Amazing.
work out and feel at home. And
Has there ever been one client that's truly, because I'm sure that you obviously have moved their lives in
Yeah.
ways that probably even
Yeah.
they get blown away and you
Yeah.
get blown away. But have you ever had a client that's actually made you think, wow, it takes you back to think, oh my God, I've actually been able to change this person's life? Or has there ever been a feeling where you're just like, whoa, I never expected to have this much impact kind of thing?
I don't know, I think they're a couple.
Okay.
There's one client. So I started online training, I'll say 2022 a little bit.
Sure.
And then it just didn't work out because I didn't feel like I had the proper tools to
Okay.
But her name is Jessica. We're still working together. So we worked together for a couple of months. And then we stopped because obviously I had also stopped. And then whenever I relaunched my online coaching last year, she came back and
Oh,
we're still
amazing.
working together.
That's a loyal girlie.
Yeah, and it's definitely been up and down, but like seeing her just like push.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she's been through a lot, but like she just hasn't given up. And I think that's the most important thing that like people don't realize. Sometimes it's going to happen. Like if you sign up for 3 months, like we can make serious changes in 3 months.
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes a little bit longer to find what works for you. And she's really trusted the process. And, we're still working together. And I think she's grown so much. And I just love her to bits, honestly. So I think for her, her story is a testament. And it should be a testament to everybody that, like, you just shouldn't give up after 3 months or 1 year. It's a journey and it takes a while. Sometimes for some people, like I said, it takes 3 months, 2 months, a month.
Yeah. Everyone's journey is
Yeah,
different.
but for some people it takes a little bit longer. And, she's just been persistent and persevered. And I love that so much.
That's amazing.
Yeah, love that so much.
I think when you obviously coach someone, you're going to develop a friendship with that as
Exactly,
well.
yeah.
Like I always think, especially with like the It's Just Us team and the people behind the cameras, like they're not just part of the It's Just Us team.
Yeah.
We're family, we're friends. And that's
Exactly.
because you develop a really good friendship. And I see that's what you've done with your clients as well.
Exactly.
And like Imani said, it really makes you feel like you've really changed someone's life for the
Exactly,
better.
yeah.
And that's incredible.
Yeah,
The
but like I
meaning's
said,
great.
like there's so many, like the girls like show up, like girls with like PCOS, like, especially those girls, especially being in America, like the food is not the
I was
greatest.
about
And
to say, it
Yeah.
must
There's
be
just-
even harder to
yeah.
kind of adapt and also like commit to a healthy
Yeah.
lifestyle.
seeing girls like go from like, I want to lose 20 pounds and then we look back, we're like, girl, 20 pounds is gone. Like, what's next? You know what I mean?
You're like, let's
So,
double that. Yeah.
so I think every client is inspiring, and
Yeah.
I think being an online coach also teaches you that like I'm not the coach for everybody. I have people that sign on and it just doesn't work out and that's okay. We move
Yeah.
on and the clients that are for me
Yeah.
will stick around and that's how it just works,
Yeah, amazing. When you said that you stopped because you didn't have the tools, so what advice would you give to anyone that wants to kind of start online coaching because they may not have the tools?
Yeah, honestly, I
necessary as
think
well?
getting in-person coaching, like coaching people in person teaches you so much. So I stopped and then I started training people in person at the gym that I went to. So I only had like 3 to 4 clients, but they were more like long-term clients at the time. And I think like seeing people in person because different bodies move differently.
100%.
You know what I mean? And you're not necessarily going to know that if you just jump straight into online, you know? So seeing different women's bodies move differently and like being able to be like, okay, like if somebody has this condition or, maybe this size, it's better to do this instead of that, So having that real life experience. So I always say like start in person and then transition online. There's so many platforms you can use for online as well. So do your research before, getting on a platform to launch your
Yeah.
brand and your online coaching business for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing advice.
Yeah.
Guys, take the notes. She's
Yeah.
dropping gems here. She really is. I want to go back to like the whole social media element.
Yeah.
Social media content creating, it can be like a job. It is a job.
Yeah.
Let's be real. It is a job.
Yeah.
And like you said before, you're combining something that you love with something that can feel really pressurizing.
Yeah.
When you do, because you're a human being, so I'm sure you feel the pressure sometimes
yeah.
as well. What do you do to kind of help with that pressure apart from gym? Like, is there anything else that you do to help mentally?
Like, what's your outlet?
Yeah, that's not gym related.
You know what? I honestly don't have one, which is I think it's horrible.
No,
because I think So, but I always tell myself like, so during grad school, so 2019, 2020, and beginning of 2021, I was in grad school. And during grad school, I did, so my classes were in the evening. So during the day, I did my internship. So it was like a full-time job, like 8 to 5, like real serious stuff. You know what I mean?
You're grafting.
And it was a sales job, and I hated it so much. So now when I look at myself and I'm feeling a little bit burnt out, I'm always like, dang, girl, you could still be at sales.
Yeah.
Like you forget almost like what you've done before,
you know what I mean?
right?
Like I still, like, I'll be like, I could still be cold calling people, getting cussed out, but I'm here and like I have the job that I wanted. I'm literally living the life that like I said I would live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always like look back and be like, life could be a lot different, and I try to be grateful and like, I don't have to tell anybody that like I'm in London for 2 weeks. Like I just come.
Yeah. You just come and you do your
know
thing.
What I mean? Like I pack my bags and I'm like,
peace.
Toodles. I'm on the way.
You're like annual leave. I'm off myself.
Yeah, I just leave Chaz and Lola at home. I'm like, I'll be back. Love y'all. You know what I mean? So I think that's what it is for me. It's just like, I'm just so grateful to be in the position that I'm in that I don't ever really. But when I get back, I'm like, I want to find like a hobby for myself. I think I'm going to try golf.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
You know what? That's a really interesting thing. Like, I don't think people do the hobby of golf.
Yeah. But I'm thinking like, because in my head, like, okay, so I want to get back onto YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was just going to start posting randomly and I just was like, no, I need to be more intentional.
Okay.
So obviously when I start a series, I'm thinking of like naming it Becoming Her. So like just taking people through like, just little things that I want to do like to improve myself, like finding a hobby. And I was good at hockey. So I think
the swing will work.
You know what I mean?
There'll be power in that swing.
So you know what I mean? So I'm like, and I feel like golf is like really respectable. So I'm like,
it's a bougie.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it's giving money.
You know what I mean? So because I did like look into like any like club like field club hockey teams like in Houston, and there are some but not that many.
No. Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do golf.
It's like an old money sport.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to be, girl.
And girl, you are giving old money. Listen.
Bougie.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try golf and like see where
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with a little skirt.
Yeah.
Oner Active, I need a skirt right quick. But
I love that you're like tapping back into like your sporty side then. So you
Yeah.
want to go basically experiment. And I think this whole YouTube thing is such a good idea. So
Yeah.
thinking about doing like a journey of everything that you want to dabble back
Yeah.
into, like golf,
Yeah.
hockey, like
Exactly.
friggin' reading, like anything under the sun that you want to do,
Yeah.
document it. And I
Exactly.
think people will love that because it's raw and it will show people that this is you, this is
Yeah.
what
You
you
are
want to
more
do.
than just who you
Exactly.
are in the gym.
Exactly.
Just
You
say,
know?
just like, just like little things as well. I think like I think about it now, and I think like growing up, like I was kind of like tomboyish, like so like learning how to do like my own makeup and like, especially being a sports girl, like you didn't think about any of that stuff, just like really taking good care of myself, which I mean, I have good hygiene. Boarding school didn't play that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just like little things that like other girls like don't know, and that's what I want to do with my channel, like, becoming her, like the best version of yourself, from spiritually, mentally, just like little things that can really elevate your life, like having a good routine. And I think that's where I want to take it with the series, and hopefully it
Can't wait for
it
the series.
translates.
I'm gonna be
It
there.
translates.
I'm gonna be the first like, the first view. Like we're gonna be there.
Yeah.
I love that, and I love how much you focus on things to help with your mental health,
Yeah.
because mental health is so important.
Yeah.
And one thing that I really love about one thing I really love about your journey, and this is when I was just like researching about you a little bit more, is that you went through a bit of a period as well in 2021, I believe. And I think you can really resonate with a lot of girls that may be possibly going through something similar with your mental health. So, like, what advice would you give to anyone going through a down period?
Like, what, I guess, got you out of that place?
Yeah, so...
This podcast is sponsored by Oner Supplements, the first halal collagen brand in the world, where they offer halal products like collagen and other things like multivitamins, biotin, probiotics, turmeric. We got to have that turmeric in our diet. Multiple different products, and it's all great if you're Muslim because they are halal.
With us, you can use It's Just Us discount code where you'll get 10% off all products. So all you'll have to write It's Just Us at checkout.
Yeah, 2021. So I'd already started content creation. I had just graduated from school in May. I remember I was like, I'm not going to celebrate my graduation from like grad school. So I was like, it's okay, whatever. So I ended up doing pictures like months later because I was like, I got to celebrate. Like I've got like my masters, you know what I mean?
You achieved something incredible.
Yeah, and then I obviously in that year, I had to quit my full-time job, and then I was done with school, and then I only had content creation left, and obviously I wasn't making much money with it at that time. And then me and Chaz, we were going through like the immigration process to get like my green card. So from going to having a routine, and I've had routine all my life, to nothing, you know. So now I'm like waiting, like waking up, like I don't really have anything to... You know, I've always just like been a goals girl. Like I have goals. Like I've been doing vision boards longer than I could remember. You know, so like waking up in the morning and feeling like I didn't have a purpose really, really like just threw me over the edge. You know, I was getting out of bed at like 12 p.m. because like I didn't have anything to do.
Yeah,
what centered you back to a purpose then?
Pardon?
What centered you back to almost a purpose?
No, so at that time I didn't realize that there was something wrong, and Chaz was like, I think something is wrong. You should go see the doctor. I'm like, and obviously being African, I'm like, we don't believe that. We don't believe in that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
It's not the genetics. It's not what we need.
But anyway, so I was like, whatever. Like, I guess I'll go. And obviously, I was diagnosed with like depression, and I started taking antidepressants, which they did help a lot. And so going into 2022, we had our interview for like immigration for my green card. And I was like, okay, things are looking bright. Like, I got to be ready. So 2022 was a year where I was like, okay, like, I'm giving myself a year. If I don't become successful with this content creation thing, I'm going back to corporate. So that's what, like, so from 2021, I think I started the antidepressants about like August. So August, September to December, January. And January time, I was like, okay, I'm giving myself a year. We got to get it together.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, if I can't become full-time this year with content creation, then sales it is. Yeah. You know, so I think that's what kind of drove me back to having that.
Like in 2022, when was the moment where you were like, damn, we did it? Like, we actually...
I don't even think it was that year.
Wow.
Because
so you actually stayed then. You stayed hoping, and you stayed on that road.
Yeah. And I was like, so even the year that I realized, okay, it's going to be it was 2023. I think it was February when I got like my commission check. I said,
hell yeah!
I said, take me shot.
Big period. I love that for you.
But I think it's like one of those things that like when you truly believe in yourself, like you're like, surely, like, you know what I mean? So it was just that one thing. And even that year, beginning of 2023, the first 60 days of the year, I worked at the Capitol in West Virginia. So I was working like with some of the delegates, you know, they passing like laws and legislation for like the state. I went and I worked there because I was like, the bills need to get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I was doing. And obviously at that time I was a Gymshark athlete, which was my only source of income outside of like that job. So I was like, okay, let's be so for real. Like the bills need, you know, exactly. You know what I mean? So I was like, the bills need to get paid. So that's what I did for the first 60 days. And after that 60 days, like I said, that commission check came in hot. I said, oh, baby, we are. I was like, I've never seen this much money in my bank account. Like, I was like, see it, girl.
Oh,
you
you know
know?
what? I don't want to obviously keep on going back to like religion, but we also say that, you know, God will never test you on things that you cannot bear.
Yeah.
So I feel like what you went through in 2021, the emotions, the feeling where like you felt hopeless. From a religious point of view, I just think that's God testing you and basically putting you through something.
And seeing whether you can actually believe in
Yeah.
him, like
Yeah.
in that moment, because I feel like it's so easy to remember God. Well, it's not actually easy to remember God when you're good, because technically you take stuff for granted.
Exactly.
You do, exactly.
But it's only when you're on your knees begging, praying, and you're like, I need a light to shine at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And you were super patient throughout it. And patience is what's allowed you to succeed.
Yeah.
And that's incredible.
Yeah.
Did you, when you were going through that moment in 2021, did you reach out to people? Like, was it easy to reach out to people, easy to talk about it? Or was it just were you isolated?
Yeah, I was very isolated. It's like, well, for me, it was like embarrassing, you know, like growing up in South Africa. And I think most African countries, like, what's mental health? Babes, get yourself together and get moving. You know what I mean?
It's very similar in the South Asian culture.
Exactly. So it's not really spoken about. So I was like really embarrassed, like that, like there was something wrong and I couldn't really say what was wrong.
Yeah.
But obviously the symptoms spoke for themselves, you know. So just coming to that realization that it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
I think is important. I think if you accept it, then it's easier to like tell people. But I never really told anybody until after the fact when I was like back to myself.
Yeah.
But now I realize like it's part of who I am. It's part of my journey. And that's why I'm
You are
here.
where you are.
Yeah.
And then your life went up straight
Yeah,
after.
girl,
Alhamdulillah. Let's go into that period. Actually, let's go. You went through Gymshark. You were an athlete with them.
Yeah.
And then you went to the Oner Active team. Can we get into that? So obviously the transition from Gymshark to Oner. Why did Oner feel right for you?
Yeah. So obviously, funny enough, like going back to like the vision boards, like 2019, I was following obviously like Gymshark athletes because it was the thing. Like, you know, I was like, oh, that's the brand. Like I was buying Gymshark left, right, and center.
Yeah.
You know, I think I got my got my first sets like 2019. And then 2020, COVID, I was spending money because we weren't going anywhere.
Exactly.
So my wardrobe.
Retail therapy was a thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember 2020, I literally photoshopped myself outside of Gymshark HQ.
And I
sent it to my sister. And I was like, I will become a GS athlete. Like, I was like, don't play with it.
You said, I will.
Yeah.
I will.
I know that. She AI'd herself into the HQ.
Yeah.
That's really, I need to do that.
Yeah. And then obviously I was with them for 2 years from 2021, incredible. I think July to 2023, July. Yeah. And during that time, I mean, I think the beginning was great. And it kind of took a turn for me. I kind of felt like a number rather than like part of the community.
Part of the family.
And I had to make a decision, like, you know, do I choose to just stay because like, you know, I'm making great commission and, you know, it's Gymshark, like what are people gonna think? And I was like, you know what, I have to choose me.
Yeah.
I have to choose myself, you know, and I can't put my worth on a brand
100%.
that sees me as a number.
Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, you were actually one of the first Oner Active athletes that I recognized as well. And you were actually, because you got signed, was it 2022 or 2023?
With who?
With Oner.
With Oner, 2023 July.
2023, yeah. Because I literally remember like seeing you as athlete, and then I was like, oh my God, like that inspired me to want, like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, wow, like she literally looks like she belongs in Oner. Like you embody Oner in so many ways that like empowers everyone. Do you know what I mean? Like it empowered me when I saw you on my Instagram, because I was like, wow, like I wanted to be like her. And, like, and it's possible. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really feel like you do like have your own voice here at Oner as well. Like Oner wouldn't be Oner without you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not even joking.
Thank you.
100%.
Yeah, and I think with Oner, like, I don't feel like I have to dim my light.
I so agree.
I don't feel like I have to, you know, be in a shell or like create this persona that I'm not, you know, like, because I'm not a serious person. Like, yeah, I mean business, like we're gonna get work done.
Cool.
But like, you know, going to Oner Active events, like, you know, leading classes, like photo shoots, like I can be myself, you know. I don't
100%.
have to be this serious, like
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
like, you know what I mean? Like
You just come as you are, right?
exactly.
Yes.
Come as you are. And like I know the legendary shoot, like most of my pictures I was
Girl,
like smiling
let
and
me tell
laughing.
you.
You know what I mean? And
That
I really
shoot.
appreciate Chrissy for creating. I think that's one of the first messages I ever sent her. I was like, thank you for creating a space where I can truly be myself, because I've been in spaces where I felt like I had to be another person that I'm not. You know, so being in a space where I can be appreciated, my personality can be appreciated, I can be me is just so unmatched. And like I just love Oner so much.
And
like
that's amazing.
I love them so bad,
That's
bro.
amazing.
This is
No,
what I'm
honestly,
saying. And,
Oner
like-
Active's given you a voice, basically.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I don't take it for granted that I'm appreciated. Like I owe it to Oner to really like show out and like really represent the brand well, because I feel loved,
And
you know?
what? I really resonate with that, because even when I started at Oner, I felt so out of place, because like I was the only hijabi affiliate of any kind there for the first time, and I was like, whoa, like I don't even know if this space is made for me. But literally within like not less than a week, like even speaking to Chrissy, I feel like it's so rare for us to be so closely connected to to a founder.
Exactly.
And the way that she makes people feel so comfortable and actually so seen.
Exactly.
And it's seen for us in our authentic light.
Exactly.
It's an unmatched feeling.
It doesn't feel real. Like when I started and I was having conversations with her, I was thinking, am I meant to be having a conversation with you right now? I remember, like, is this actually? And it's just really nice to feel appreciated. Like I felt like I can talk about, you know, how I feel and my opinion. And when I was given the opportunity to do that, I really did think like this is the place for me, because I would never ever want to feel like a number, or I'd never ever want to feel like, oh, I'm just a tick box. At the end of the day, I'm with a brand because they actually believe in me. They believe in my craft. They believe in what I can do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same for all of us here on this couch. Like we all feel the same.
Exactly.
They see us for who we are.
Exactly.
And I love that. And I love that you finally found that sense of a belonging.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's hard to feel that sense of
Exactly.
belonging, and not just associate with brands, with anything.
Yeah.
Like it can be really hard
Exactly.
to feel like you're wanted. Like Imani said, the whole like, you know, only hijabi affiliate, then being the only hijabi teammate. Like
Exactly.
it was really weird. And I think that when I got joined with Oner and I was an affiliate for a bit, I was thinking like, this is Oner actually expanding their wings. Like they're really reaching out. And then the modest collection, it's great. Honestly,
and
it's great.
it's taken Oner like what 4 or 5 years.
Bro,
Yeah.
Like less
the growth
years,
is exponential.
And I mean,
Yeah.
there's brands that have been around for so long, and I'm like, and I think there's a misconception that only like, you know, Muslim women want modest wear, and I'm like, there's so many other women that want to be modest,
100%.
especially like obviously coming
Exactly.
from South Africa and stuff like that. Like I remember when I first started posting my workout videos, my mom's like, "Why are you half naked?" You know what I mean,
Girl, yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like there's so many more like women that want to dress like modestly and want to have
the option to
options.
And
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
ability to choose and then still feel cute
Exactly.
while having that choice.
Exactly.
I remember saying to the team, it's actually not about modesty, it's about just comfortability for each and every person
Exactly.
and what they feel comfortable in. Because if you're not, especially as girls, like when you go to the gym and you may go to a space where you're just gonna get like eyed up and felt uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Like as long as there's choice there for every girl, long line to jackets to leggings to shorts, they have that option so they can feel comfortable with what they're in. You know?
Exactly. You don't want to like go on the website and there's only like one little section. You know what I mean? You also want the bright colors. You want those things. And I really respect that about Oner, that like they've taken that like seriously. You know? Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like since joining Oner, your why on your page changed a little bit because it's allowed you to kind of be exposed to what life can be?
Yeah. You know, I think my smile is brighter. Like I'm
The
me.
$1
Like
million smile.
Really does
Yaya
smile.
smile.
The glow? The glow.
Yeah, honestly, I think like I'm very unproblematic. Like I don't need much. Like just as long as I get my package on time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna create my content. You know what I mean? So I think with Oner, like there's never a pressure of like, you know, like I said, like to be a certain aesthetic. Like I can do
Yeah.
whatever. Like I've gone from doing like regular try-on hauls to
Yeah.
walking
I like
on
the
the
little
treadmill.
You know, I'm
Sensational.
respectfully, I'm doing that. Like my mum
Do
bought me a
it.
treadmill the other day. Best believe
Mate.
you're gonna see me on that
Yeah.
treadmill doing those fashion videos
Yeah,
because you make it work.
You know what I mean? Like,
You
yeah, like,
inspired me with that.
girl,
Yeah.
please
That's
do it.
what I'm
I
saying.
love it. I'm gonna be
If
like,
you see a
yeah.
treadmill,
Inspired by
you know where it's
Yaya.
coming from.
Do you know what I
You
You
mean?
know
know
what
where
I
it's
mean?
coming from.
And I know I can wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, I don't want to do the treadmill anymore, and I can do something else, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be appreciated.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and
I think we all have different styles of content for Honor, but
Exactly.
it still works.
yeah, it
Like,
works.
still
It's
embraced.
appreciated. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I love
so I
that.
think that's what it is for me. Is like
Yeah.
I just can grow. I can, obviously my content, I think since I moved to Houston last year has changed a lot. It's more like
Yeah.
lifestyle. And obviously I
I
still
love
have
it.
my workout videos because those will always
Yeah,
be my bread
of
and butter.
course.
That's why people are on my page to
Sure.
begin with. But with Honor, I feel like, the sky's the limit.
The sky's the
And you
limit.
know what? I don't know if you feel the same, but I actually get inspired by all the girlies.
Oh,
as well.
yeah.
Like I'm like, this is a creative
Yeah.
like machine hub. like-
Exactly.
and then I'll get inspired by seeing someone else's content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And be like, that's actually sparked
Yeah.
the creativity in me.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and that's what I love about Anna, going on brand trips and photo shoots. Like I never feel like I have to ask who's going
Yeah,
to feel
I know I'm gonna have a
prepared.
good time.
But I know I'm gonna have a good time
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
Whoever
you
is
know
on the
that, Yeah, you were carrying LA on your back.
Girl, I was up. Like it's just like because you know
7
that
a.m.
like
in the morning. Doing up Megan. I'm telling you, you can't make stuff up, man.
Wait. So I've had like Imani's take on LA, but what about your take on LA? Like,
Yeah.
tell
You've done
me.
it twice.
your
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Tell me what was going on.
I think first time in LA. I think I was the new girl, so I was like. Just
Little
like,
demure.
We'll see how it goes.
we're mindful. We're demure.
We're demure,
demure.
gonna keep it classy. I'm the new
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
But I think that was like kind of like, okay, like I'm the new girl and like this is my first event and like everyone was so welcoming. Surely I can really be myself, you
Yeah.
know? And then obviously going to last year's birthday event.
The
Insane.
Georgia. If you're listening to this on Spotify, the Georgia.
Insane. Like I can be myself. Like, obviously I'm like I said, girl, I'm not,
love it. I'm here for
you know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm outgoing in the buses, like pumping out my music, singing to
Yeah.
everybody, like, hyping up the lines, like leading workout classes. Like I can be myself and like,
And you
honestly,
truly thrive in that.
yeah,
like, you know.
exactly. Like I love just being of service to other people, I
Yeah.
think.
You know what
So-
they say? Like when you do something you're super passionate about, you will genuinely
Yeah.
feel it.
glow. You'll
Yeah.
feel it. People will see it as
Yeah.
well, and the energy that you give off will just
Yeah.
explode because
Yeah.
you're in basically a space that you love, and you're
Exactly.
surrounded by people, like-minded people that want to
Exactly.
basically get on the same path
Yeah,
as you.
Exactly.
And I love that.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is. I mean,
Are we thinking of like a Yaya event soon? Like, is that another
She's
secret? I know
like,
it's only Jan.
girl.
I know it's only Jan, but I just want to tease
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
For sure. This year, well, if what I'm working on
Yeah.
comes
Yeah.
to fruition this year, then definitely expect,
Inshallah. Amazing.
you know what I mean? So
That's
just by God's
incredible.
grace, honestly,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're cooking.
paving the way. I'm
He's
just
paving the
following
way.
along. I
Yeah.
always say that like if I didn't have a desire for it, like it wouldn't be in God's will for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I
100%.
don't think you just wake up one day and be like, I want this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Paved the way.
you know what I mean? And just asking God to like keep me humble.
Yeah.
Help me make the right decisions
Yeah.
to create like a legacy for myself and for my kids one day, if I have any. Kind of scary, isn't it? But just create something that like, anybody can be a part of.
Yeah.
You know,
You mentioned legacy. I always feel like as you get older, I don't know if it's just me, but like you kind of think about it a bit more.
Yeah.
And like if you ever think about like what kind of legacy you want to leave,
Yeah.
would you be able to tell us like now? Like,
you know what?
kind
I
of legacy do you want
always
to leave basically?
so to go back to high school, I was bullied some.
Mm.
Like I was, oh, you look like a man, and you know what I mean. And I was like, oh, you so loud and obnoxious, and you know what I mean. And I think that kind of dimmed my light. But I think now I'm in a point where like nobody's gonna dim my light.
Yeah.
And I think also like people ask me like, why do you have bald, like you have no hair. And I think to me, whenever I did cut my hair, I think I was kind of taking my power back a little bit. You know what I mean? And now it's become my signature look. Like I can never go back.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
The look is top tier.
Top tier.
Like,
Yeah, and I think now,
Beautiful.
I can never go back. Like I can't
Yeah.
imagine myself with the
because I always wondered,
Bust
like, it must be
down.
such a power move to
Yeah.
feel like completely stripped away from what probably society thinks is what we
exactly.
need
Yeah.
to see, and then
Yeah.
you literally stride with pride.
Yeah.
And strength, you
Yeah,
know?
I don't know what it is about it, but every time, like, I usually cut my hair every Sunday. Like,
Yeah.
you know, even last Sunday, my sister's like, "What are you cutting? Like, there's nothing to cut." But I'm like, "No, you'll see it, girl. You'll see the glow as soon as I cut it." And as soon as I was done, she's like, "Oh, I see it now. I see
Yeah,
it."
fair. Prove it wrong.
But I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. Sometimes. And I've always been like a believer that like hair carries energy.
Yes,
So every time I cut my
yeah.
hair, I just feel lighter. Like I'm even
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Sunday, where you at? I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just the legacy I would live is like just be yourself. You know, like life is really too short to be letting people dictate your decisions and how you're gonna live your life. Like I don't know if you guys listen to Mel Robbins
Little bit.
when she's like, "Let them,
Yeah.
honestly, let them."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I love that how you're saying like be yourself, as in like being authentic.
Yeah.
Because if you basically show your raw self, you're basically allowing other people
Yeah.
to kind of like enter.
Exactly.
And it gives that the other people, your
Yeah.
community members,
Yeah.
this feeling of like belonging. Like,
Exactly.
oh, I'm being seen as well
Yeah.
because they're allowing, they're
Exactly.
showing their raw self. They're
Exactly.
showing that, okay, this person actually trusts me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even
I love that.
from the beginning, like creating content, like I had tons of people that I knew in person, like unfollow me, like
Yeah.
you know, the people that you think are gonna be your biggest supporters don't end up being your biggest supporters. But
100%.
honestly, just believe in yourself, be who you are, and I think that goes a long way.
Be unapologetic.
Yeah.
For yourself.
There's a UK
Exactly.
saying, it's said to believe in your source.
Yeah.
Believe
It's
in your
like one of the most profound
Yeah.
UK
Yeah.
culture
Yeah.
things that we've ever really spoken about. And it's always what we would call to believe in one source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, believe in my source.
Yeah.
I
Believe
mean,
in your
you're an example. You're an example because
No,
you believe
yeah.
in your source, and look
Yeah.
at you today.
Yeah.
You're
No,
thriving. You're
seriously.
doing
Yeah.
everything that you want to do,
Exactly.
and you're doing it with so much confidence, but in also a
thank
humble
you.
way as
Oh,
well.
thank you.
And I love that. And I'm feeling so inspired today.
Oh,
Like
thank
I'm
you,
gonna walk
girl.
away. I'm gonna walk away feeling like
Man, I'm actually in my
a
head as well now. I'm
yeah.
not even joking. I feel really inspired.
yeah, I wanna do X, Y, and Z. I wanna,
You're like, you need to come today.
yeah. I want to do a mood board part 2. I'll make
Yeah.
2.
Listen,
It's incredible, and I love that. And you know what? This is where Sister Secret will really work, because
Hmm.
why don't you explain what Sister Secret is whilst I go grab the paper that Sans did last?
So, Sister Secret is something that we've actually introduced to our pod as
Yeah.
part of our guest speakers.
Okay.
And you essentially leave a message for our next guest speaker.
Ah.
And that message can be, it's a sister's secret. So we
Yeah.
don't actually get to know what it is until the
Okay.
next episode.
Okay.
But they either give you either a challenge to do,
Okay.
or they ask a question, or
Okay.
they might just leave a little message for you to leave by as well.
Okay.
So,
Sans Fitness Sister Secret.
right,
Okay.
do you want Yaya to read it out?
So yeah, you
So
open and
we
read
actually
it.
don't know what
We
it
don't know
is.
what it is.
Why do I
either.
want to close my eyes?
Yeah,
Maybe I
literally.
shouldn't.
Okay. Ah! She's like,
no,
how
it's
do I get big, juicy glutes?
Fair.
Okay, in my defense, Sam knew you were coming, and she was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"The Yaya is coming into the building." You gotta
Yeah.
say
And
the
she's
word.
like, P.S. You beautiful soul.
Oh.
Girl, them hip thrusts. Them hip thrusts will have you fighting for your life.
What are we talking about? Like a Kaz glute bridge, superset with a hip thrust, like a
You know
drop
what?
set vibe.
Yeah,
like,
you know
we
what?
saying?
Like, I think obviously for me, like, I won't sit here and be like, I grew my glutes from scratch.
Yeah.
I think genetically.
Yeah.
Like,
The ancestors
you
blessed
know what I mean?
Yeah, fairs,
You know what I
fairs,
mean?
fairs, yeah.
So for me, I think genetics play a big role, but I've always been quite dominant. So I think I've grown my bum a little bit.
Yeah, you still put in the work.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I did put in the work.
Yeah.
So definitely, I love a cast glute bridge.
Okay.
I love
Where
a
I'm-
cast.
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
I'm like quad dominant, hip thrust, sometimes my quads will take over. Like, I'm like, mind your business. We're not trying to work you right
Do you know
now.
what I mean? You feel it. You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think for me, my bread and butter will always be
yeah.
a cast glute bridge. Obviously,
Nice.
RDL. Not a big fan, but RDL.
Like a glute
Every-
dominated RDL where you
Yeah,
like bend your
yeah,
Like a
glute-
single or maybe just a double?
Double for sure.
double.
Definitely on a machine, probably like Smith machine, or
Oh.
I know my gym has
Yeah.
that one machine. I'll be going crazy.
Oh.
That machine is not in the UK, bro.
Yeah, we don't
that
have
machine
that.
you won't get
No,
that
yeah, I wouldn't
here.
lie. The gyms here are slacking.
Ah.
I'm like, somebody do something.
You need to appreciate us more now when you say
Yeah,
right.
right.
girl.
Literally.
We struggling here.
Right?
struggling.
And then I would say definitely Bulgarians. I was fighting for my
I
life
hate
this
Bulgarians,
morning.
man.
Dang.
If it's on my program, I look at it, I sigh, and then I just charge it. Because
Yeah.
you have to do it at the end of the day.
You have
is
to,
what it is.
yeah.
I hate
but
them though. They're a
Those
humbling.
are my bread
humbling-
and butters for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing. Do we have paper in the? Do we need to grab some paper for Yaya to write her sister's secret? So whilst we
Lovely,
wait for the
lovely.
paper. Sorry,
Yeah.
whilst we wait for the paper. Firstly, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming. We really appreciate you spilling a little bit of the tea
Thank
and
you.
also just being once again unapologetically yourself
Oh,
and
thank
just
you, girl.
talking about your journey.
Thank
Like I
you.
said,
really
like
is an
Imani
honour,
said,
genuinely.
yeah, it is
No,
an
thank
honor.
you so much, guys. I
Right.
really appreciate it. Like, you know me, I'm always like, I'm gonna do it.
I'ma
I'm gonna
do
do it. But like really like walking here and really thinking about it, it's just such an honor that like you guys even like thought about me and like we're
What are
like
you even talking?
Not
Listen.
even. Not even.
No, but like I honestly feel like I didn't know stuff about you until today.
Yeah.
And I think it's like it's crazy because maybe I don't know if you feel it as well, but sometimes when you are in the creative, like content creative
Yeah.
space, there's only so much you expose of yourself online.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, is there one thing that you wish like your community knew about you that maybe they
Yeah.
don't know online, or if you wish you could show a bit a part of yourself? Is there anything, or would you?
Yeah, that I mean, if it doesn't show, like that they know that I'm like fun, like I'm really
Yeah.
fun, like,
Yeah.
and I'm just a person too. I think sometimes people like will be like, oh my gosh, like you are my idol, and like
Yeah.
I never want to be anybody's idol. Like I want to be
Yeah.
somebody's like source of inspiration.
Sure.
But I don't want anybody to ever look at anybody on the internet and be like, oh, she's my be all end all. You know what I mean? Like I'm not perfect. Like I have my flaws. I have my mistakes. I have a
Yeah.
lot to work on.
Yeah.
So, you know, take everything that I post and use it as like a source of inspiration. It should never be like, okay, yeah, like, you know, she's my, like I said, like my idol. Like
yeah.
I don't want to be anybody's idol, but I want to be more so inspiration and motivation.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
definitely.
And you know what? Sometimes I do just think as well, like especially with social media, sometimes like, you know, it is true when they say you do show your best sides.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
even whether you obviously are being authentic. Like at the
Exactly.
end of the day, like not all of us are gonna like pick up a
Exactly.
phone when we are literally on the ground
Yeah.
ourselves. Because,
Yeah.
you know, I from another like hyper independent / independent
Yeah.
trying to be just
Exactly.
independent like girl, like I really struggle to know
Yeah.
when I'm actually at rock bottom. I don't know if that
Exactly.
makes sense.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I sometimes think to myself like I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm actually meant to ask for help at
Yeah.
this point, or should I keep on pushing
Yeah.
through?
Honestly, I mean, even this
You know?
morning, like I was crashing out.
I was about to say, I was like, girl, even the fact that you've come
Girl, I was
here.
Yeah.
down bad, girl.
It's
bad.
tiring. Like
And so I think I let like things just like pile up.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just that one little thing and it just, I would literally fall apart, you know, but I had my cry and we
Aw.
back. I had to be like, you that girl, you better get up.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I always think to myself, like, and it's only something that I've really learned to appreciate recently is that like you can act. You know when people say, "I'm gonna have a good day today," or "Today's the good day," like why can't we have a good day but still have some badness in it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or like why
Yeah.
can we not have a bad day and still have some
you
kind
said
of
that to
goodness in
me
it?
last
Yeah.
week. I was
And-
having such a rough day,
Yeah.
and I was meeting Imani for a shoot, and I was like, "Girl, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It ain't
cry."
happening.
I was literally in the middle of ELM
Yeah.
Musk, guys. ELM Musk trying to pray, and I was thinking, I want to have a breakdown right now.
Yeah.
But then you said that to me on message. You said you can have a good day. Sorry, you can feel bad.
Yeah, or
but
have
then
a bad day.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
find a little bit of light. And when
Yeah.
she said that, it genuinely made me feel
Yeah.
better about, you know, myself, because I'm only human and I'm
Yeah.
allowed to feel that emotion. I'm allowed to
Exactly.
feel
Yeah.
down when I need to. You know, we're
Yeah.
not robots at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think that also takes me back to when I was struggling mentally. Like, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, sometimes
100%.
it's super dim. You could be like, oh, how am I going to make it out the trenches?
Yeah.
But, like, just knowing that you even got through the day is such a privilege.
What did you say the other day about
Yeah,
being
I literally said, I literally said that if you're not seeing light, you're not at the end of the tunnel yet.
Yeah.
So you got to keep going.
Yeah.
Until you get to the end.
Really, like you gotta just
know?
keep going. Like
And you find
you
your
just
light,
don't know, but like you know the possibilities in your head, and you just have
feel
to
it in you.
believe. Yeah. Like even what I'm doing now, I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here. Like I was telling my sister in high school, I was head of house. So in boarding school, I was the head. Like I was like, punishment.
Oh,
You doing good?
Okay.
Punishment. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I was like, I've always just been that girl.
Yeah.
And I have to remember that. You know what I mean? Like I've always I'm right where I need to be. It's not a mistake.
Yeah.
And you know what? I hope that even though, and you know what? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy that you've had maybe not the best morning.
Yeah.
But you've come on here, you're smiling, you're shining, you're
Yeah.
glowing, and you're still vulnerable enough to tell us. So
Yeah.
I just hope that we were your
Thank
little
you.
bit of light today.
No,
Yeah,
thank you.
so-
No, I enjoyed this. I needed this, girls.
Yeah.
I needed this so bad.
Oh.
But no, I really appreciate
Here's a
you
piece of
guys.
paper.
Okay.
You need to basically write the quote,
Sister
Secret. So it could
Okay.
be question, advice, or
even a little challenge.
Little challenge to the next guest that we're gonna have on the pod.
I'm gonna go
and then they
deep.
will open. Go deep, girl.
She's like,
Write it down.
I'm gonna take this energy
Yeah.
to the next episode.
Write it down. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Listen, you've got Oner Athlete times 3 in one space.
Basically.
And
But you got the queen right here. Like, you got the queen right here.
Queen.
I'm fangirling inside.
No, it's been an absolute honour.
Yeah.
genuine.
No pun
See the
intended.
pun? Actually, we need to stop.
Yeah, we do.
That was not. That was not great at all.
When Yaya also finishes her sister's secret, every time someone writes this, I need to feel like I need to.
Yeah, like
I
Aisha, avert your eyes. Like, give Yaya some
We'll also do a
privacy.
little Sunna Sups taste test.
Yeah.
Sunna supplements have mango lassi flavored collagen in like gel form, and they sell them in sachets. You can get them at the Sunna Supplements website. Code It's Just Us for 10% off your purchase, guys. They taste beautiful. They're beautiful. And we're gonna get Yaya to do a little cheeky taste test. So yeah,
You don't always get a mango lassi
Exactly.
collagen gel.
exactly. Period. Amazing. All right,
So-
cool.
Oh, where's mine?
So this is the new one, and this
Yeah.
is the one that sounds. Oh, look at someone.
Oh, wait, can I keep it?
Yeah,
keep it?
Keep it.
Yeah, she says you're a beautiful soul, baby.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad you see it.
Okay, cool. Let's
Okay.
have
We're gonna
our
be doing
collagen.
a little taste test.
Oh, and vitamin C. You're gonna get me right.
Yeah.
Listen,
You gotta be careful here. I love the tube so much, but my sister, she'd be like,
As
"We
in the
don't
TFL
sit."
tube.
My sister be like, we don't sit, but this vitamin C will make sure I don't get sick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The tubes here, they're not the best.
Like, I'll be in
But we
there,
appreciate
like,
it. We
I'll be like
appreciate
cheesing, like, I'm so happy to be here.
It depends on what line you guys are in, though, isn't it? Because there are some tube lines, like the Elizabeth line.
the Elizabeth line
She's
is
pretty.
the purple one.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
great.
She
the
pretty,
central
pretty.
line could do a bit more love.
Oh, I think we've been like on the northern line. I
Not
think
bad.
that's fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Fez. Her face says
Yeah,
it all.
yeah, yeah.
Her face says it
No,
all.
no, come on, the northern line. No offense to anyone who had the northern line.
What's
but-
your opinion about the Jubilee line? I feel like it's my favourite. You got London Bridge, Canary Wharf.
Babe,
got
have
the
you
nice.
touched Lizzie line? Have you?
Any lines outside of Elizabeth, you can see the pollution. You can see the air. It's like being
The
on
air
sunset.
isn't even clean. Like,
It's like faded.
No,
see the
low-key. It's a little blurry under there.
Yeah,
is that my eyes? Oh.
Am I seeing right?
so true. How do you find the Cinesups?
Oh, this is good.
It's good, isn't it? It's got
This is really good.
collagen
Nice
and vitamin C in.
collagen.
So they say
Yeah.
that when you're on the go and you don't have time to like make a coffee or like put
Yeah.
the collagen powder in water, you can just take one of these bad boys.
Yeah, I'm never really consistent with my collagen for real, if I'm being honest. But this is really
girl,
good.
Cinesups might be the place for you. And you can use
Yeah.
It's Just Us for 10% off at checkout. So
you.
gotta do the cheeky plug.
No, this is really
Wow.
actually really good. It tastes amazing.
The mango, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
It tastes good.
But,
Guys.
yes.
What a
Thank you
juicy
so
and
much.
beautiful episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what next guest you want to come on the pod. And of course, they will get Yaya's secret. And yeah, any last words, Yaya?
No, thank you for having me. I'm truly blessed and
We love you.
humbled
We
to
love
be
you.
here. Honestly, thank you so much, you guys.
love you.
Love you guys.
See you guys.
See you
next
guys.
episode. Bye.
Bye.